when you go deeper into the tournament, I just think their prep will be too strong.
And maybe they saw some new heroes. I mean, like a lot of the favorites that both the teams like to go for, the Grimstroke, it's going to be banned out for Anvorgesa, and they fight right back by banning out the Leshrac. And still some memories of Series 1 by banning out like the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to bring up the biggest compliments that I've heard from any of the panelists throughout the entirety of this minor for EHOME is the idea that they can adapt not only within a series, not only with a couple of days to actually say, okay, this is who our opponent is, how are we going to adapt, but they also are able to do it in-game with some of their execution. So this is a team that definitely can adapt. What are they going to have to fit to with Anvorgesa's playstyle?
Radiant team pick.
Oh, we got a Wraith King Warlock to start out. Shocker.
Yeah, that's something going into this series that you look at this first phase and it's one team bringing exactly the same as the last time, and it's one team completely shaking it up. EHOME with the first overall pick Tiny, and then they go 10th pick Naga Siren. So very clearly have a plan of just have a different approach to this game than they've had previously. A much slower start, I would say. Naga Siren is it's a ramp up hero. It needs time to build up, but once farmed is exceptionally good against Wraith King. And also good against Warlock to an extent. It goes both ways.
But EHOME also have proven that they're willing to take these harder carries earlier. We saw their Terrorblade. Neverend was showing up to fights. That's how they won those games pre-30 minutes so quickly. It's because he was willing to join in rather than be protected the entire time. And I guess also the way it was Sirius who were playing the Naga, I believe. So I think Sirius were playing it in a more hard carry role. But that's what I said EHOME are best at, is that they will adapt, as Rich said.
Yep, absolutely. I think what they did, they went back, they talked, okay, we're going to play against Anvorgesa. Anvorgesa is on the hype train for this Wraith King. They love it. They took it away from Winstrike and started winning games. We're going to go into today and we're expecting them to pick it, and this is going to be our #1 solution that we want to run. So this Naga was a snap pick. They didn't even take time to think. They knew exactly what they wanted. Now what it comes down to for me is how does EHOME create this space? Because Tiny has become, it used to, at one point, it was one of the best fours in the game. We had people pick it in the absolute top end of Dota, going 4-4-0 build, maxing out the nukes, being annoying in the enemy safe lane, tossing enemies into tower or whatnot. Nowadays, the hero doesn't seem to have the same presence as a support, but it's still doable, and we know Xinxing loves playing this hero.
He does.
So I still think it will be a support, but what I'm mainly curious about for the rest of the draft is how are they going to make Tiny look good? He's not particularly good against Wraith King at all. It's hard to toss him, there's skeletons everywhere, and you don't counter him in lane.
I mean, can you riddle me what happened to Earth Spirit? Is that a tier 1 Dota thing and tier 2 teams just don't know how to do it? Because Earth Spirit was picked quite a bit at Birmingham, and I know maybe the premier Earth Spirit players can handle any sort of nerfs that come their way, but just seeing him be continually ignored in every single one of these games, I don't think he's been picked a single time at this tournament, just baffles me whenever you're looking for those 4 positions that you mentioned that are able to make a lot happen with minimal farm.
There's an element of player preference, I think. These teams don't stand out to me as Earth Spirit teams. And then it's also about perhaps a team like Alliance, for example, are not showing their entire hand in groups.
True.
And they are a team that can play Earth Spirit for sure. Taiga plays a very good Earth Spirit, so they could be bringing that out for the main event after these groups. But
that's a new hero.
Interesting. Jakiro, gonna be grabbed here for EHOME. Strong lane support. Probably going to be protecting that Naga Siren, playing like a frontliner in lane, just tanking, dealing damage, being annoying.
Great way to get rid of skeletons as well. Just lay down a Macropyre. You don't have to worry about even protecting the tower.
Yeah, lots of AoE damage against Sanking in that Sandstorm in lane. Can also be kind of annoying to deal with in fights. The Macropyre is good for that too. I'm personally not the biggest Jakiro fan in general, but I think the hero has been a bit revived by people starting to actually just bypass Liquid Fire.
Oh yeah,
get
max ice path.
Max ice path and dual breath.
The thing is, I think a lot of teams learn. So whenever a new skill build takes form, a lot of teams get taken by surprise. Like I remember when Phantom Lancer, the Phantom Rush primary build became popular, everyone was like, "Whoa, I'm getting right click for so much damage." Whenever Nyx Assassin's max Carapace build became popular, everyone was taken by surprise. So I do think a lot of people learned how to play around max ice path because it's been popular for around 6 months. But I do think the hero is still incredibly strong just because no other support offers so much like cheap AoE damage.
I do want to say on the side of Anvorgesa, relatively cookie cutter draft coming out from them.
So far, yeah.
But not really I didn't really expect necessarily cookie cutter from them. Did you expect them to try to shape up something like this in their first 3 picks?
Kinda, yeah. Just because they found something that worked for them, and I think they're gonna run it into the ground. They'll play this until it loses.
And they don't have the widest pool to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, even their CK was banned out. Otherwise, no one's playing CK. No one's banning CK. But EHOME are like, I know you like to play it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. And Anvorgesa don't have that many other options.
TA. Now, Sind, you got in about a half an hour argument about TA.
Oh, I
last
missed
night.
this.
Oh man, I honestly, I was so hungry. We were about to get some food, and I came down, and Sind was screaming.
Oh, this was
All right,
after the tournament ended. This was
Yes,
not on
yes,
camera. He
no.
was lecturing you about TA.
No, it was not with him at all, and he's also exaggerating massively.
This
I'm
is-
more inclined to believe him.
He
He's
almost
fishing for
sounds
it.
as angry now as he did then.
This does
but
sound like you.
Do I sound angry right now?
It ended.
You sound seething.
It ended with Sin yelling, "It's not a joke. It wasn't funny." So talk to us about TA since you are so passionate.
Nah. So honestly, that was, I don't want to go too much into detail about that, honestly, just because the point of the talk of that discussion is kind of irrelevant for this game at this point. But just very quickly prefacing it, it was a talk about who can actually even beat TA in lane, and that's a fair enough discussion to
question.
have, because there's plenty of teams right now that are rating this hero as a first phase pick.
phasing, yeah.
So how do you solve it? How do you beat it in lane or beat it in game? And yeah, what approach are you going to take? And for Anvorgesa, it looks like, okay, well, their last pick is the choice that they have, but there's no Ember Spirit. One of the heroes that we've seen teams use against the TA in the Bat Rider has also been banned out by Anvorgesa themselves. So it's kind of set up to be a success story for Ferrari here, unless there's some sort of creative solution here. We saw the Huskar
We saw the
earlier
Huskar,
today,
that's what I was going to mention.
but then you have a Huskar.
Indeed.
So,
But that's a South American specialty.
I guess.
I mean, if they want to play aggressive, you put in a boy like Huskar.
But he's.
But he's Huskar, yes.
I'm a
I know,
Huskar
I
hater.
know, I know.
I'll admit it. I'll be straightforward with this. I'm a Huskar hater.
And so that discussion ultimately culminated with you saying, "This isn't a joke. It's not funny." Wow, you yada 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 a lot of that. I feel.
The context, Rich is just a, oh man, dude, you can do better than this, Rich. You need a little bit more context on that.
You can do
Unless your motive here, unless what you're going for is to make me look bad, because then you're doing a really good job, actually. Thanks for that, Rich. I appreciate it.
I'm not trying to make you look bad.
Well, you're doing it, so step it up.
I don't think so. I actually think that you showed a passion for the game.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
should be
People love
admired.
Kyle's passion
Yeah, all the time.
all the time.
All I'm hearing is, man, we love Kyle.
This guy's so passionate. Give me more of his passion.
What's the last pick? TA. Wait, that's Alina. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why I said TA.
There's a lot of combo.
You got into my head, dude. Now I'm just
Sorry,
saying
I'm sorry.
TA to everything.
So they ban out the SF, one of the potential skill-based matchups that I guess Ferrari did not want to have to deal with in the mid lane as a TA.
I love working with you, TA. You're a great host. Okay, so Anvorgesa last pick. How much time do they have to figure this out with? So they know they're facing the TA. They know the Lina is a position
4?
3, maybe, and Tiny is the 4,
Okay.
I think, or vice versa. It could be a 4 Lina.
I would prefer 4 Lena.
Perhaps it was just a deny pick. They were like, this is the last hero left that Anvorgesa
Yeah, I
will
mean, they
want
ban out
for
the
their
SF, they
mid-hero.
take the Lena, so they kind of protect this TA a little bit more.
Yeah. If they're trying to corner them into picking Huskar, I hope they don't do it, just because then you have a Huskar.
Yeah.
And Huskar bad. Huskar bad, Rich. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay.
How do you like the Kunkka here?
I think he's actually nice with their lineup. They have a this is classic Anvorgesa style that they played against Windstrike. Massive team fight, lots of stuns, lots of AoE, catch, physical damage. And of course, the Kunkka versus TA matchup is TA favored.
Yes.
But Kunkka has this ability to remove the refraction very easily.
If
in
he can
fights.
land it. It's a
Yeah.
skill shot, though.
Oh,
And
if you X mark, it lands, right?
right, but I
unless
mean,
you
you have to
mess
commit a lot of mana just to burn off one refraction, then.
Oh, that was not from the laning perspective. I
Oh,
meant more
okay.
later on in the game when you get to the first set of fights, right? Before TA has the BKB, she has to be a little bit extra cautious.
I mean, for me, I'm extremely concerned about the laning perspective, though, because they had to. I mean, clearly, EHOME are putting a lot of preference on protecting this TA with banning out the SF, picking Alina, picking it second phase, and then it's one of Chris Luck's favorites. So they take it away, and they wanted to win the game, I think.
Yeah, and Ferrari is excellent in this hero too. So.
All right, we're gonna do the predictions right now. Who do you think takes this one, Tsunami?
2-0 EHOME.
2-0 EHOME.
Okay. We don't even need to see the second draft, I guess. I think EHOME will win too, but it's not because I think their draft is massively better. I have a feeling they're going to show up today.
EHOME have matured more.
Really quick follow-up question. How do you beat TA in lane? I'm just kidding. We got some casters. We all know you don't know the answer to that one. Maybe the cuties that are going to be casting this one will. We're going to jump down to them and get this series underway. Ay, yeah, yeah.
I hate Rich.
I love Rich. I didn't realize we're cuties. No one ever calls a redhead a cutie. Like, we're just called soulless. Thanks, Rich.
You can... I don't even know where to go from here.
Yeah. How about how you beat TA in lane?
You don't. We brought this up last segment.
Yeah.
He's just reusing content because he's got nothing new to say.
Wow. You saying Rich is repetitive?
No,
Are you
I'm
saying
not.
like
He's a
he's a
national treasure.
Are you saying like he's a copy-paste meme in a Twitch chat? Is that what
No.
you're saying right now?
No.
No.
Stop putting words in my mouth, Toby.
I would never do that.
Yeah, you
I would never do that, Kyle.
I'm
Welcome
looking
back to
forward-
the caster's desk, by the way.
Thank you. It's been, I missed the chair. I got a big booty to fill.
Yeah.
I had Cinder in
Thanks
here
to
just a moment ago.
Thanks to our sponsor, DX Racer,
Very true.
for giving us comfortable asses.
Let's
See, we
check out. So,
Yeah, game.
yeah.
Sure.
We got Core Tiny. I haven't seen this in some time, but it's a Faith Beyond specialty. He's a huge fan of the hero.
God, they're so close to Jericho.
I'm concerned a bit for Anvorgesa. Feels like their draft, it's too much single target. And yeah, you got the Fatal Bonds, you've got Boat, sure, but you think about how the fights are going to start. There'll be like an X Torrent, like stun, 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 and then there's going to be a Golem and a Fatal in the back. But,
Yep.
you know, TA really uncountered in this match. Same with the Naga. It feels like if they don't get super far ahead, Anvorgesa is going to have a lot of trouble closing.
Yeah, I agree with you, but we kind of knew coming into this matchup that it was always going to be a little bit rough. EHOME actually got 3 of those. Like we knew it was going to be rough. Like EHOME are probably the favorite team coming up against them, but I know I saw these guys up in the green room before. Each of them chugged down 2 cheeseburgers, so they've got their fuel. They're ready to fight. They've got a draft. A Warlock can turn things around. The Kunkka could do the same type of thing. Kunkka may not be the... Like, there is no great answer to the Templar Assassin, but at least maybe Chris has a fighting chance.
Sure, you can remove the refraction, but the problem is that it's very difficult to roam this TA in the game. One of the better heroes against Rubik and Sand King because you don't burn refraction off super efficiently, and none of these Anvorgesa heroes have
They're
armor.
really going in on Xingqiu. Last Striker Ray is going to slow down Stinger, but they got the damage combining with the Warlock. DP dot Xingqiu, one more attack, should be able to tick him all the way down. Hellfire Blast to ensure it. K1 spills first blood. And the funny thing is, like, Anvorgesa, like, they start this way a lot. In all their games, they're drawing the first blood. And now, maybe you can go for a second. Faith Beyond, if you've got another stun, you do. Xingqiu's going to be there too, so a double Light Strike Array. That's why Stinger, 2 seconds till his telekinesis. He'll decide to back up.
You got another stun, though. Be careful. You're okay with this as EHOME just because you're going to get levels faster, and they lost a lot of CS in the lane as they were chasing those kills in this Anvorgesa tri-lane. And now Warlock's in some trouble.
Pick up, throw down, actually pulling Faith Beyond a lot closer. One more hit with the tree should be able to do it. Jericho, he will fall. Creating another 1-for-1 trade-off with this defensive tri-lane, playing almost like it's an aggro tri-lane.
Yeah. And it's just tough because you know there's a Naga that's going to be farming bottom freely. TA already ahead middle. It's only going to get worse for Anvorgesa if they can't start truly dominating this top lane. But how do you do that against a tiny Lina? You know, you might kill him, but they're just going to come back, spam spells, and trade regen. Inevitably Sand King bottom. You're going to get forced out.
At least he's able to get something of this pull, the creeps that were stacked up on the side. But yeah, it's Whisper. Like, he's kind of been such a huge part of this team. And if he can get a good start on this SK, he's doing better than KP had on his SK, so it's a better start.
Oh, for sure. It's just that, again, it goes back to the draft and this concept of, all right, 15, 20 minutes rolls around, game's even, everyone gets their spells off, who wins? EHOME, you've got this immediate I win button. Oh, like 4 people fatal bonded, we're in big trouble. Naga Song.
Yeah.
No real counterplay. They're going to easily be able to disengage. You just don't have that tool in Anvorgesa. You need to get active with the supports, but...
Oh, there they go up on top, the Fatal Ponds. Connect him up, throw him back in again. And still not enough damage. They really wanted to try and kill off Xingqiu, but they didn't have enough in the tank.
Yeah, and the creep wave keeps pushing as well. They have not utilized the pulls. I think it's going to really punish Anvorgesa. The problem with Tri versus dual lane is that if you don't deny some creep waves, it doesn't matter if you trade regen more efficiently or even get kills, because you're going to get out XP'd over time. As soon as you're level 3 on Tiny Lena, that's when it gets scary.
Innocence. Time to rotate. Wait, hang on. I thought Ferrari may have been trying to push a little bit harder under, but Chris is just going to do an easy TP back and regen and come back again.
Oh, I hope he gets the bottle in time. Rough. He had just enough gold before he came back in. And I think you might just move the Jakiro top, and that does look like it's what they're looking to do, because you have this Sand King, much like Darkseer, where you see him just start backlaning, trying to accelerate his farm. But when you're against these heroes like Naga, do you really want to give away free farm and solo XP? It feels very dangerous.
Probably not. But he's got no other choice. Up on top lane, they're going again. Stinger's going to fall. Xingqiu cops a lot of damage. They just hit into Faith Beyond. It still won't be enough damage because Innocence is rotated.
Toss back.
Already helping before. It's a toss up and down. I think he's a little bit worried about Xingqiu. In fact, taking damage from the tower. Xingqiu's dropping low and Faith Beyond will fall. Xingqiu is still retreating out. And he moves into the 2 heroes over on the right. Light Strike Array can connect and it'll buy a little bit of extra time, but the 2 supports.
You know, I actually think he traded his life just to block the hard camp. I'm not sure if that's worth, but it is worth. I mean, a creep wave is worth more than your hero, so if it was a choice between getting a wave denied or not, I think that's the right move. Mid lane.
Oh, nice Ice Path up on top. Hitting so hard into the Wraith King, but again, they're fatally bonded
Toss
up.
back. Oh, easy.
Yep. Pick him up, throw him under the tower. Wait, he's going for the kill now. Chasing Innocence, Last Strike Array will definitely deny that.
Will he need to be denied? It'll be close.
If he takes damage more from the creep wave with the Shadow Word. 5. Got it. Got him.
Not bad. I mean, it's looking all right for Anvorgesa. The key is that, you know, you do have K1 free farming on the, well, not really free farming. He's got kills. He's been involved in a lot, but only the 20 CS, whereas Faith Beyond has 16. This is definitely favoring EHOME thus far. They can also control 2 out of the 4 bounty runes, even trade.
Yep. Very wise from Stinger to back off from that. There was no way he was going to get it. Whisper's having a good time. He's farming up so many camps, and he's the highest level on the field. Ice Path flies forward towards the Wraith King, combining the dual breath, but again, they're fatally bonded and being a little bit more cautious, but this is happening when a pull-through is happening. So there's no more creep wave. They already wanted to back up Anvorgesa.
Yep, they're going to go Shrine, however. No problem. Not losing any CS as the creep wave is still on that easy camp. The big problem is going to be this TA, and it's been the tail of the tournament thus far. This hero just seems unstoppable, and the laning phase has been a dream for 430.
Yeah.
He's got no problems whatsoever.
10 CS above that of Chris.
And now that he's level 6, well, what are you supposed to do? As Chris Luck, you're threatened if he gets trapped, all of a sudden he's going to be forced to go back and regen just because he'll take so much damage from the refraction.
Yeah, it's not an easy answer from him, but we're also still haven't felt the rotation from Whisper. Top lane's going to go at it again. It's 3-on-3 action once more. Lock him in. Is there a bond? K1 just wants to try and retreat for the moment. Faith Beyond, he's burning, and he cannot afford to actually stay through this, but the Wraith King's already go down. Faith Beyond to the trees. He'll be okay. Stinger trying to make the same kind of break. The damage from Xingqiu will reach as he tosses back Jericho. Faith Beyond hides all the way in the trees. The follow-up stuns are there. Chris is in the neighborhood as well. He's wrapped up around the back, so the entire defensive trial lane has died. And Kunkka doesn't even throw boat. He just TPs away.
Yeah, and you know, as you said, the bright spot, Whisper's free farming. He does have a Veil, but so is the Naga. And you just rotated to Kunkka. It was 4 heroes in the top lane. You lost 3 for 0. And it just doesn't get any easier for you. Faith Beyond now level 5. That combo damage is starting to add up. TA's got double damage running mid. Kunkka's in a lot of trouble, actually. He's on a trap. He's no TP.
He's got a secondary trap as well. As long as these side blades can continue to connect with the double damage, that one from Ferrari does not hit. So Chris will be able to survive.
Harass. He has no teleport, so he's gonna look to run to top shrine. But you can see just how easy it is for TA to apply pressure. You want someone able to rotate middle and find a kill on him with a boat, but you don't have any real hero to burn the refraction. That's the big problem in this mid-game TA. It just, this hero's just broken.
Yep. One broken hero to another. Warlock versus TA. And he's even got the Sentry Ward down. They didn't actually see the Radiant Sentry planted. They were a little bit too far back in the nighttime cycle.
You can't even make that kill happen is the problem. Even to get the X, it's irrelevant because you're going to just refract, and unless the torrent, you just save the torrent for the refraction for the boat, and you're all good. Look at back lane, by the way. Never end.
End is so far back.
He does not have song skills.
Meanwhile, up on top, that ice path well off the mark is, well, he's just moving between the lanes now. He's actually heading towards the north. I don't know if they're trying to force. Is it early enough for EHOME to try and force a tier 1 tower down?
It's just farming.
That's it. You just go jungle.
You need to find kills if you're Anvorgesa. All you have to do is never end is farm. And I actually love that decision where he drags heroes around the map. You know Whisper's free farming, sure, but you don't want to sit in that lane now. The Veil's up. He'll have a point and stun and ultimate. And
Yeah, Sting has found him. He doesn't want to have to self-shrine, however. Rotation coming in from Innocent, so they can turn and potentially fight. Quick Observer Ward, adding kind of extra vision. Xinq's there too. Fatal Bonds connects the two of them together. The Ice Path will create a little bit more space, but they've already got the kill on Xinq, and Innocent's body blocked up by Jericho. He's making a break for the Alphawolves, attempting a denial. It will not happen. Jericho waits it out, but these Naga illusions, they're going to time out, and thanks to the Shrine, Sting will be able to survive.
dude, Naga's going to have a Midas in a sec, Toby.
Yeah, but there's also 4.3k over on the SK. He's the #1 net worth on this field. But I'm waiting to see this actually being used for something.
I agree, and I don't know if Yules is the answer here.
Well, he went Veil to begin with, and Yules is the next.
Veil's all right, but I think you need a bots or a blink. You've got to abuse mobility, get active. To your point, this sanking net worth is great, but as the game progresses, the net worth on Naga is going to be far more valuable. You got to use it now if you're Whisper.
They got to commit. Never end. Chris is here as well. A Burrow Strike, Torrent, something. Here's your Burrow Strike.
Veil.
Torrent's following up. Veil is being connected as well. Here comes your ship. Naga Siren. No song leveled up, so they keep the stuns going and cannot get out.
Very well played. You needed to bring, and that's the answer, right? You don't have the mobility on the sanking, sure, but tons of damage output. So bring the Kunkka in. No song points.
He said a single target. That's their strength. The Warlock can make up for that in the team fights later on with Fatal Bonds, but for now, get along the map, get these critical kills. Wraith King, he's in a little bit of trouble. Reincarnation will bring him back to life. He already skilled it up. And with the Fatal Bonds, there is no level 6 on Jericho, but they're not going to push the issue. So they're just happy to pop that and put it on cooldown for 200 seconds.
I do like what Anvorgesa has done. They've blocked the Ancients of Ferrari, so he's yet to take a single stack of those camp. And you're looking all right. You got a slight gold lead, but it's important that they keep making moves. The one thing they're missing is the same thing we saw both Complexity and Mineski missing again in their matchup against the other Chinese team, Sirius, which is tower damage. You don't have that natural ability to push objectives. You've got Wraith King, sure, skeletons, but just so much wave clear. It's much more difficult for them to get active. Midas on the Wraith King.
Tome just arrived. Rock's available. Jericho is ready to start pumping in. Faith Beyond's the primary target, while down the river it's a little bit more problematic for the Rubik. He's already fallen. Where's this Rock? It's going to drop. Hitting over on 4. The Burrow Strike.
Stun.
Whisper gets him inside the pits, combining with the Bonds. This is why one broken hero to another Warlock gets himself 2 of these kills. Chris brings him the extra damage. And EHOME have to respect the ability and the grit to fight.
It's true, and look at the other key component of that fight. Look at the vision the Dire Size has around that engagement. 5 wards just in a line.
Let's see it again.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of overconfidence from EHOME. They have to back away immediately here, but they get the 4-man Golem, double stun from Whisper through the pit, well played, and then just the crit on Fatal Bonded targets. It's just too much damage.
And that's what I was hoping for from Whisper. But you see, like, yeah, this amplification that allows them to hit this sweet spot, but they need to keep hitting it, right? Like, they can't just, that can't be it. You can't just now move back and continue to farm and let end catch up again.
This will be, I'm looking for Stinger to have a big performance this game. You got a ton of great spells to steal, notably everything that Lina and Jakiro possess. And you can make some huge plays later on into the game. But do keep in mind, we've yet to see the Naga Siren do a bunch of anything, just farming for now. And with the ults on cooldown, you want to look to push here as EHOME. That's exactly what they're going to do in this top lane.
Yep, tier 1 tower to die.
What was the glyph?
The creep wave keeping it alive? It was pushing the tier 1 tower in mid as well. So maybe that's a small advantage, but they're not going to get the tier 1 tower in mid from this. But it is delaying the push up on top. Whisper's got himself a haste rune, looking to run up. He'll come under both Observer Water as well as the illusions. But a lot of damage into the tier 1 tower on bot and the tier 1 tower mid. So Anvorgesa are able to get themselves at least a trade.
And you know, the Kunkka not doing so shabby. 5k net worth.
Yeah. They smoke up, Anvorgesa will look for another fight, and they can look towards mid.
They want Ferrari.
Whisper's doing the defense job. Hilariously enough, too, he can actually buy that Yule Scepter if he wants to. Sacrifices buyback for it, but what they really probably want is that tier 1 tower gone in mid, so Ferrari doesn't have that TP support location, at least.
We gotta be careful. Oh, the smoke's gonna break, never
They
end.
pinged.
And they know something's up. Things aren't looking. I forgot the key X factor for Anvorgesa. This Wraith King. They got the Wraith King. This is the hero of the tournament for them. Perhaps we were too quick to judge them, both the panel and the desk. However, it's still an uphill battle. At a point, Naga Siren will be the strongest hero in this match, but you're going to have a point where you've got this huge Sand King. The Radiance on Wraith King is
real nice.
Halfway there.
Whisper, can he get in range for the stun? X marks the spot. Yeah, they can. They're pulling back in. The Torrent clips just the edge. He bar strikes underneath the macro pyre of Jakiro to get the kill onto Xingqiu. And it was Xingqiu wanting to be the aggressor. He's got Laguna Blade up. He wanted to get a quick pop with the rest of his team, but they just couldn't hit that initial stun on the SK. Because he just got out of range, I think, of that sentry wall that just died.
Yeah, Whisper's also got so much mobility now. The Yules, only brown boots, but once he finishes his blink bots, that's when it starts to get scary. You can see Anvorgesa, they've got this great, it's like this 1+1 theory. You have any of their supports plus a core, it's going to be a kill. You've got so many stun-trained combinations. EHOME are more reliant on a song to disrupt those combos, and they're definitely going to be able to hunt here on Anvorgesa if they look to get aggressive.
I love this from Whisper. Putting himself on that frontline position. With Yules, he can escape, so he's okay to be that front line, to have a look and ensure the tier 1 tower is going to go down. Even enough to reveal himself to kill off the creep wave.
Yeah, 3K gold lead already.
What are they going to do? Commit a sentry ward behind this tower? Like, he's even cutting the trees to ensure no one's hiding on the side. So tier 1 tower, guaranteed. No fight from EHOME to try and contest it. They dropped the sentry, but very, very late. The Sandstorm's already run its course. And I think they pinged down. I think they saw Faith Beyond in the trees.
Yeah, Faith Beyond is next to no game at this point. You compare him to his enemy offlaner, almost doubled up. And I got a question for Ferrari specifically. The way he's played this game is very passive. The Dragonlance first, now into the Deso, but he has yet to get involved. 157 CS just before the 15-minute mark, sure, but the mid tower still half HP. Not much mat pressure put out, and obviously never end. It's not like he's looking to get involved either. Until that Manta, perhaps. He'll be up soon.
Yes, that CS, it really does go through the roof for EHOME, but it doesn't show enough of the net worth either.
Yeah.
Like top 2 net worth, like it's split. Like you got Naga and TA above the 7K mark, but Innocent's going to be pulled back in. Tried to go for an Ice Blast just to keep them away, but the Bio Strike of Whisper ensures the kill. He doesn't care about these line stuns when he just goes underneath it.
Kunga Sand King is one of the best kill combos in the game. So you already have your catch covered as Anvorgesa, and then the team fight, once the Radiance has his, the Wraith King has his Radiance, and then the Warlock, of course, in the back lines. Double stun?
Double stun, yeah. Whisper, he had the Bar Strike available, but wasn't certain about it. They're losing their Observer Ward because by attacking it, they reveal the fact there is an Observer Ward on the hillside. So it's still going to be a 1-1 trade-off ward.
You have Deso up on Ferrari now, just before 16 minutes. And this is fine. EHOME, you're in an okay spot. They're all in on these 2 cores. We've seen their strategy played out. They'll be able to hit those late game combinations once Song is online. Anvorgesa, you've got to capitalize now. You've got a lead. You've got 3 huge cores. Your ultimates are available.
They need to keep their core alive. K1's being initiated on the bottom lane. End is already there. Man, the damage output. It is definitely not their wanting. As K1 starts his retreat. Torrent, ship combination, Faith Beyond. The Song comes out. The stun will last a while, but there's more support here from Anvorgesa. And now with the rock drop, Faith Beyond can't keep his run going. X-Mark spot comes out, but Bonds will connect him up to the creep wave as K1 cannot afford to dive. He will be able to live, but Roshan is where EHOME have moved. Stinger can chase down End, but trying to make the most of this early Desolator and take Roshan. They'll be quick about it.
This is a great play from EHOME, and you're totally fine with that. Unfortunately, the rock used from Anvorgesa, it's great, but now your team fight's disappeared. You'll probably get this tier 2 bottom, but I don't think it's worth the Roshan. It's a really heads-up play by EHOME. They know they're in a tough spot, so they make the best of a poor situation. You don't want to allow Anvorgesa to take a fight with the Radiance timing, then just walk into Roche afterwards.
Yeah.
This gives them that ability to potentially fight quite soon. BKB on Ferrari, I think, is going to be the timing, because now you have the Manta, soon Diffusal on Naga, and the BKB from Ferrari. You'll have 2 methods of removing the Fatal Bonds, and the heroes suddenly start to deal some serious DPS.
Yeah. This is that thing this is the reason why the panel was like, man, EHOME are looking good. But
Faith Beyond isn't. That's the concern. This hero, tiny, you don't do a damn thing. later on in this game. No Midas. He's going drums into Blink Dagger. He will not be scaling. Xingqiu, of course, will probably take up some of that load just because the 4 Lina has so much ability to shove waves as the game continues.
Yeah, you just see the way she just demolished that tier 1 tower on top. One quick refraction buff, and all of a sudden that tier 1 tower is toast.
Radiance complete.
Well, it's just under 18 minutes for the Wraith King.
Look at the lines being drawn. I believe that was Stinger on the Rubik. Just trying to discuss where they'd like to play, I imagine.
Well, they probably want to have a fight. The Blink Dagger's over on the SK too, so they've got initiation, they've got the interference in the team fight from the Radiants, and we should be looking at the rocks, like Reincarnation's coming back off cooldown, the big abilities are starting to arrive again, so it's a little bit longer. K1, yeah, he's just walking in. It's summon the army, he's the only one there, but he needs to stop this push.
He's got ultimate. EHOME know that they just simply cannot mess with the Wraith King at the moment. We'll be able to soon, however. Once the diffusal's up, he's got to be real careful. It just burns so much mana nowadays. The damage output was nerfed in previous patches, but 50 mana per hit and 16, well, 50 from the real hero, 16 from the illusions, but either way, if you let Naga deal the brunt of the damage to the Wraith King, he will be for sure. He's got a wand, of course, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I actually think it's one of the games you might want to even go for a Soul Ring just for now until he hits level 20. You just pop it as you die, and you always get the reincarnate off. Or at least most of the time. There's the diffusal, so it's go time. Naga's still sole position to the net worth lead. And you can see the Anvorgesa net worth advantage is dropping the longer the game continues stagnant, simply because the TA Naga eat more of the map faster.
Yeah, they're still being able to control a large amount of the boundary runes. I don't know if they can continue to do this, because like you're taking the tier 2 tower out in bottom lane, but unless they can keep that lane shoved in, they can't drag EHOME to the southern side of the map. Which means you've kind of always got to keep your initiator, SK, down there, because Rubik's not going to do the push for you, Warlock won't do the push for you.
I'm just scared about their damage output. You know, right now, Wraith King, sure, it's hard, but the Radiance is still a big tool. You don't do much to TA through BKB, and that's going to be the problem that I have with the draft as it
Isn't
continues.
that where you look a little bit more towards, like, Chris? Like, he went for the armlet to begin with. Like, do you build up into harder hitting? Like, do you get that Daedalus we've seen on a lot of Conkers? And does that actually work when you go armlet first?
Yes, it's just the problem I have is like, it's no longer pure damage, right? So these high armor heroes like Naga, you just don't take too much damage from the cleave.
4-3 bait. Ferrari's baiting on the rune. He's looking for a quick Meld Strike, but up on top, Wraith King is going down very, very quickly. The Yule Scepter up into the air, and now bring him back down again. Xingqiu should go down. He can't get away, even with the Song of the Siren for cover. Neverend cannot do it, but Ferrari now is on the run. Look for that blink forward from Whisper. He's able to find the target. Burrow strikes in. They'll drop the rock. They want to keep these chain stuns going onto Ferrari, who's trying to get up the hill and away. It won't be possible. Picked up and thrown back down again, but the Ice Path and Macro Power and everything else, even with the Photo Bonds, no one else is there to do any kind of damage. So Whisper will jump in. He'll break the Aegis Immortal. Defensive Yule Scepter, but then it's straight back down to the Ice Path. Innocence will find the kill on him.
Just outplaying the Toby, and that's the problem. Like, the drafts, they peaked, right? You can see TA sets the trap. Kills Kunkka by himself. No assistance. Ferrari just takes him down. All of a sudden, you're not winning this fight on Anvorgesa because that's a huge component of their team fight. Great buyback from Xingqiu. The song to disengage. And I like the chase from Anvorgesa, but the TA had Aegis. Even if you get that kill, you're blowing a solo rock on a TA. Like, as he's getting up to the high ground, you know there's going to be counter initiation coming from EHOME. Heavily punished there.
Yeah, they're just hungry for anything they can get their hands on. But if that double Ice Path didn't connect, it looked like they could have still fought in the fight, but you've got to give respect to the Jakiro.
For sure.
He was their primary stunner. Like, the Light Striker raised one hitting hard and tiny. Now at least has a Blink Dagger, so he can be that initiation he never was before. And BKB for TA also completed.
And he's so good at using the tossbacks as well, and that's going to really make it difficult for Anvorgesa to play this game. They don't have any BKBs, so if you just get blinked on, tossed into an Ice Path, into a Lina stun, there's so many tools EHOME have to just immediately re-stun and slay this hero that's now entered the fray. And if you're Anvorgesa, turning it around is tough. You've got some limited peel, you can drop the rock, but it's not going to be enough. Now that there's a BKB on TA, no one can match his physical damage output. You're going to need some great halberd usages from K1. He's going to be tanky, but I expect EHOME to just ignore him in the fights.
Straight into the middle of EHOME. 3 on the hill, kill him off. And Chris, he's sticking around. They didn't really have to commit too much, EHOME, but they'll get a double ship, double torrent, double boat. But all the double downs won't help you. It's still a full retreat.
Yeah,
And
aggro Song,
has
yeah.
Song of the Siren. He's a little out of range. He needs to wrap
Oh,
up
he's
around
getting
the
him.
corner. Observer Ward planted down, so Jericho sees him.
Oh,
And
no.
here's the Song of the Siren. 3 caught together in the tree lines as well. Stinger's trying to stay out of range. Now he'll be caught by it. Tiny will allow to reset while the Ice Path catches the Wraith
stole
King
the
down.
song.
But now
He
the
stole the
rock,
song.
it's dropped down. Song of the Siren can be stolen. Trying
Dead.
to actually reset themselves, but it won't last long enough. He goes down, but with the Fatal Bonds, it's still not. They broke it free. Kunker is trapped. Faith Beyond hitting from the trees, and maybe they have enough damage when the Ice Path once again
Oh,
connects
the
up to the
Halberd on
Wraith King. He doesn't have enough mana for his reincarnation. He ran too low. Chris is on the retreat back out. The TA is doing so much work with the help of Faith Beyond. They do bring down Chris to move their attention over the support. Glimmercate will protect him. Dust will reveal, but there's no follow-up. Whisper is trying to solo 4-3-0. He has Yules. That'll cancel the TP out. Jericho's going to come down, try and help him out as well. Ice Path playing around it. Jericho will die, but the creep wave is helping kill. It's actually helping kill Ferrari. Letting Whisper finish the job. He'll dodge the avalanche thanks to that observer ward on the hillside. He had the information. The man Whisper standing strong to the end has almost been the tale of the tournament for the Peruvians.
Yeah, I'm trouble with pronunciation there, too.
I really do.
I'm still curious.
I actually tell you because I took a chunk out of my lip and I can't get it out without actually biting it again.
Just an interesting engagement by EHOME. Very aggressive, and I think that it's a trade, but you got to figure it benefits EHOME when you consider that they take this fight, and it ends up even, but the Kunkka lived for so long. You saw the disarm come out as Ferrari's BKB ended. It's the only reason he was able to stay alive. Then the great upheaval, just making it hellish for these 2 cores to deal damage, but it's on the Anvorgesa side of the map. It forces the ultimates, and it ensures that EHOME will be able to breathe again. Another 2 minutes now where they can just casually farm the map.
As you see the net worth zeroing out. Chris is looking for some more, but with the macro pie, there's no creep waves getting through that mid lane. But no, smoke up. EHOME want to keep the pressure on. It's had room to breathe, but it's also room to move. You can flex and get to the dire side. Look for your own fight. Rock is down. Epi is down.
And they're just going to continue to move forward.
Oh,
They've got
Kunkka.
Song up again.
He walked right into
Wants
the
the
middle of the
toss
Naga
back.
Illusions, and there's your toss up. Bar Strike, no! He went into the middle of the Ice Path, only catching Illusions, and there's 2 heroes dead. Maybe 3. In fact, it will be 3. Rubik picks him up, throws him, tosses him around, but yet again, another Ice Path. They just can't walk away from the Frost. And this is all around the 25-minute bounty runes. It'll still be a 2-2 trade-off.
Oh, it's just so easy for EHOME to find kills now. They've got the tools online, the Blink Dagger, the maxed out stuns on both supports. If you get that initial lockdown, like, those heroes will die. And the problem with the Anvorgesa lineup is that while their team fight's great, it just won't save the heroes that get jumped. You need to have the initiator's advantage. And for that, I think you need the Wraith King to have some method of mobility. And he's just itemizing for pure right click and a mix of survivability with the Halberd then into the AC. I'm just concerned that it won't matter because this Naga Siren, this hero is bonkers. Almost 400 CS at 26 minutes.
Yeah, she
And
put that into the Scani
yeah,
that just got completed.
The illusions get harder and harder to kill. It's one of the hardest carries in Dota right now, and I don't know how you're going to deal with it as Anvorgesa. Echo Saber now on Faith Beyond.
How does he sign to get money? Like, he was shut down so hard. But the one fight up on top, and EHOME's the first wave of items has now just led to the second and probably the third in a bit.
And you can see the main ingredient in their success is just that as the game stagnates, they gain more gold than Anvorgesa, plus their draft will outscale. So they're not on a clock, but they're still trying to take the fight to Anvorgesa. So even if they were to lose a fight, they're at least taking it on their terms, and they're ensuring that they're on the dire side of the map. They're going to get scanned out in the pit, but it's going to be tough. You're so far out of position.
The DD of Ferraris is letting him burn through Roshan, and there's no way, even if they want to get over there in time, they could get that. Too far caught in the southern side of the map, trying to just add that south lane pressure.
Cheese now on the Tiny, and just feels like EHOME outclassing the Peruvian side a bit. Making the moves, Anvorgesa a little lost, and I don't blame them because there are no easy decisions to make in this game. You've got to try and find a way to pincer EHOME and find the Naga somehow. And but you just can't 100-0 him. You don't have enough 100-0 CC possibilities, and he'll eventually get the song off. Now there's an Aegis. The BKB is still on TA.
They're moving in with the creep wave through the top lane. They don't care about the mid, and that's where Anvorgesa is currently set up to defend. So while Warlock, he's already
back.
You be careful. Very isolated.
They're not dewarding.
It's that observer. They need to see it.
This is not good for Anvorgesa if that ward stays up.
There's 2 sentries on the Warlock. He can get rid of it.
It just look. The thing about it is like the wave clear advantage too. We forgot to mention this, but Naga Siren doesn't have to put herself at risk. And look at the waves. The courier as well. It's just you don't need to actually risk anything, and you're just killing creep wave after creep wave. There's nothing Anvorgesa can do to respond. TA now finishing the MKB. The Halberd Radiance combo of K1 will no longer enable him to survive against the right click.
Yeah, 445 last hits, sure. Wraith King has the Assault Cuirass. So at least they're finding some level of survivability and potentially enabling their own physical damage.
Yeah. I love Alina's support when you get to this phase of the game, though. He went for the stun damage talent along with the cast range and the Aether Lens. He'll be able to Yules and stun from miles away.
Faith Beyond coming underneath the tier 3 tower. Chris is going to have the X marks, Torrent ship. They want to try and pull him back. Remember, he's got the cheese. Meanwhile, Stinger's going to go down. Trying to move out of the mid, but Faith Beyond still very much isolated. Another Burrow Strike. If he's perma-stunned, he can't actually, in fact, he doesn't use the cheese, so Faith Beyond just dying.
Bottom, though. Oh, no. Wraith King, what are you doing? His TP got canceled.
Oh,
he didn't see the Naga. Now Neverend is just going to kill him twice.
There's TP support coming in. They're trying to help him out. End is chasing. Rubik is nearby. K1's going to try and stand his ground and fight, but now Warlock links them together, so K1 can retreat. Another Ensnare is out. Ensnare stolen by Stinger. So he's got his own control factor. He's going to need it. Ferrari moving forward. Sentry Ward. No way to hide inside the meld. They just keep the pickup. Throw back down again. Reincarnation. It is going to trigger. And they need the hold. But the Burrow Strike Whisper hits the back lines. He got in Q. He's pushing Innocence out of it with the rock down as well. Jericho trying to fight back out. The Aegis Immortal is going to trigger. But End pull back into the ship. Torrent has everything combination. Ferrari being controlled up, never ending by this stolen net, and he just can't move anywhere. Brought down, 85 seconds on the sideline, and End, he's trapped in the trees. Upheaval, he can't move. Stinger will now arrive with the rest of Anvorgesa just to, well, wreck EHOME.
Unbelievable. Sick plays from Whisper. He got the supports. That was the key. You could see EHOME suffering because they didn't have the control, taking that fight without Faith Beyond. And Ferrari just far too overconfident. He thinks with this MKB that he can go toe-to-toe with the Wraith King, but there's an Assault Cuirass on this hero now. He's got far too much health and armor to be able to go toe-to-toe, and he just turns around and hits Ferrari in the face, getting lifesteal crits. Like, there's nothing,
Look at him push
nothing to do. Now they're going high ground.
Yep, they got a creep wave winner. They've got an army of the dead. They've got a rock that's just actually going to time out, but they've got no buyback on TA. So damage to the tier 3 tower bot. They hit hard, they hit fast. And if they can take this, they can start removing shrines on the map.
Why is Lina? Lina's in the top area of the map. You could easily be saving this tower if you just spam out some spells.
Maybe they never thought that they were going to really commit to this. Macropie can fall, but the tier 3 tower is lost. They may be able to take the range racks. That's the easy one to bring down. Reincarnation is available. Faith Beyond gets a toss back under the T4 towers. K1 in a little too deep. The Torrent is a great connection to the back lines, giving K1 that space to move a little bit further back out. But all they get is the Reincarnation. The creep wave is still there. TA up in 7 seconds time. Whisper now arriving for the fight. He's got Epicenter. He wants to keep his distance. The ship is coming in as Faith Beyond. Another toss back over on the Epicenter.
The Naga.
It's so hard. Naga so low on life. The Fetterpods. He will die here. He will be able to buy back, however, as 4-3-0. He moves in, looking for the kill, hitting through K1. No Reincarnation was left on him. Stinger will fall as well. You pushed it to the limit. But at the end of the day, EHOME holds strong thanks to money.
Dude, they got the Naga buyback, though. That is huge. And I think the Scotty pickup is actually coming back to haunt Neverend. He's taking so much physical damage, no evasion, and he just exploded. Like, he actually just... I don't know if that was the Fatal Bonds or what, but Faith Beyond is going to try and go for the Kunkka now. This could be very dangerous. I think
Chris torn his way through the tree lines. He gets clipped by one hit of the Avalanche as well as the tree toss. The traps were down. He's just going to try and hold himself back under the cover of his own torrent, but it will not work. Kunkka will fall. And Chris celebrated just a little bit too early.
It's too offensive. The buyback on the Naga. You invest so much to kill him, right? But he's just immediately back in the fight. And you can see the EHOME stun train, right? Faith Beyond with the toss back. If the two supports stay alive, one of those cores will not be able to move. You've got Yules, you've got Ice Path, you've got Lina stun, and the cooldowns are too low. 7 seconds cooldown Lina stun, 9 seconds Ice Path. It's permanent disable. And God, now all of the lane's going to be pushed out by these Naga illusions, as now it's EHOME's turn to wreck the base.
They're hitting through backdoor regen. There is no fortification available. And now tier 3s. The melee top racks is going down as well.
They're just immediately initiating.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no,
Actually
the
jumped
Rubik.
in. Stinger, a little too close. They still don't know because that Observer Ward's getting a full duration inside their base, so EHOME know what they can get away with. And the tower is going to go down to the Naga Illusion of End.
Oh, they're so close.
Well, it's not over yet, Kyle. It's
just,
definitely swinging both ways.
How many times this tournament have we seen teams, you know, the underdog, you get excited, you're like,
Yeah.
oh wow, maybe they're actually gonna
They're
do it.
doing
We didn't
it.
give them enough credit, and no, and just like a balloon that's overinflated.
Hey, there's a BKB on Kunkka. He'll stand in the fight. There's a Shivas on SK. If I believe in anybody in this game, it's been Whisper. Like he has been the destroyer of the backline, destroyer of the supports who keep those stun controls down.
Because you have major damage issues right now on EHOME. You look how tanky this Anvorgesa core lineup is. Double Halberd, right? Armlet on the Kunkka. Now Shivas and the armor talent on the Sand King. 3 strength cores, okay? They are indestructible. However, if EHOME keep these supports alive, the tossbacks, they have the time to click these big tanky beasts down.
Yep.
You need to try and find a way to take out the Lina most of all, especially now that the Ag Scepter's picked up. He's about to get that Spell Amp talent as well. That's going to be, what is it, 921 at the moment, pure damage. It'll be plus 14% Spell Amp. It'll be over 1,000 total.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
That's decent. I think Anvorgesa should be a little bit concerned about it.
I mean, it goes for both squads, though, because the Warlock Rubik do provide a ton of support.
This is such a cheap push.
What?
Well, it's just the liquid fire where you never get in range and take the damage. So it's an easy way to take a tier 1 tower down. Took 34 minutes to claim it, however. Anvorgesa's done a pretty damn good job of keeping the push going.
Indeed, it's tough against Naga as well. Shouldn't understate just how annoying it is to play against this hero. The skill, even, not quite there. You just literally send illusions to creep waves, and at this phase of the game, they just die.
Hey, you need to be able to micro.
It's true.
You got to manage your resources, manage your illusions, and solo smoke. Jericho's got 1 observer and 1 sentry to do this with. I don't think he actually meant to hit that button.
And Butterfly now on the Naga. Ugh. The illusion talent as well. We're soon going to have a level 25 on the TA. That'll be the Melted Bash, I imagine.
Do you actually need to get an MKB now on the Wraith King? Like,
you kind of do.
Switch him off what he's looking at, because he's close on the. I think the BKB is coming on the courier, but the next thing he's got is a Mjolnir.
Well, he's learned his
clearance.
lesson from that last engagement, right? Where he realized, like, I'm just being tossed around like a beach ball. I can't actually hit anyone, and I'm being kited. You need this immunity to be able to kill off the Naga Siren. You can no longer get ensnared through BKB. So you should be able to stick to the target. It's just a question of, to your point, without MKB, how are you going to deal with damage? And yeah, you got the Melted Bash now on Ferrari. He's going to be going for the Daedalus next, but I'm sure he wants to conserve money for the buyback. And Anvorgesa, it's tough. Roche spawning in 2 minutes. That'll probably be the next big engagement that we see. Do keep in mind that 3 out of the last 4 bounty runes did go to EHOME.
They're coming for a fight. Anvorgesa will really want to force EHOME into an unfavorable engagement. They fortify early to keep these other catapults alive. It's Wraith King, man, that early damage. He gets hit hard.
He's going to get Ags ulted in a sec.
Yeah, he's going to be careful.
Oh,
just more distance. Again,
and,
never
the
end.
Naga illusions, man.
He keeps finding the couriers. That's the second courier's kill with illusions.
And they're stopping the push in 2 ways, right? Because sure, you've got the stun train to just force Wraith King away, but the creep wave was cut by the Naga illusions as he's pressuring bottom. It's just so annoying to play against Never End. Now with the bots, it gets even more frustrating to deal with because they'll constantly be able to apply split pressure while still being able to support his team. And now, great smoke from EHOME.
Yep, they're so close, however. But who are they close to? The smoke's going to break right on top of the Dire Observer. They find Jericho, 4-staff up the hill, into the TA trap, and Line Tracker a secondary 4-staff, pushing him away into a better position. They just want to ensure he's gone. The Death Rock comes out. Faith beyond some for only a second. That BKB retreat from him. Still wanting to continue, but the BKBs are running off. Maybe they do not want to be here anymore. Warlock is down. They do not force a buyback.
I'm surprised. There was no shrine there. I thought for sure they were going to go for a toss back onto the Wraith King. Yeah, he has BKB, but you're in a great position as EHOME. But you don't want to take that game-losing fight around the Roche bit, right?
Chris, he's found Innocence. Did he get the X marks? He did not. TA trap pops quickly. Roshan's not too far off.
It's good that they do force the buyback, and it's just disciplined play by EHOME. They recognize that they're ahead, and that the huge objective is Roshan. You have to abuse your strengths of the draft. There's nothing that you have on Anvorgesa right now to deal with the Naga split push. You don't have bots yet. If Whisper buys them, he no longer has buyback. So it's a very difficult spot that they're in because the Naga's not leaving bottom until the fight starts.
They're coming with the Warlock. While these BKBs are down Anvorgesa, they really want to try and take this fight, so they move in. Whisper is your front liner. It's kind of going to be Cave 1, however. He's the one with that reincarnation. And Whisper, he jumps in. He'll get the double stun quickly into the Sandstorm. And then with the Shiva's Guard keeping him slow, they're going to bring down maybe Ferrari. They do! He's got buyback. And remember, they're still underneath the Radiant Shrine. So Innocence, the next target, moving further to the side. They need a stun, and they won't have one. The TP out is happening.
Tier 3 dead.
And meanwhile, Tier 3 tower is going down. Whisper is beginning his TP back with the Burrow Strike. He needs to keep this control going a little bit longer as end. Song of the Siren with his BKB. No, well, okay, Jericho, he's in a little bit of trouble with the Tiny. There's a Song of the Siren, then catches Jericho on the retreat. One more Death Rock, but no buyback from the Warlock. They at least keep their bottom lane of racks alive, and there's your BT buyout from the SK. They need to keep their split push going.
This is the sort of play that teams no longer in this tournament can learn from, where EHOME, yes, they're in a huge lead. They could probably take this fight. You let the Ferrari TA die. He doesn't have BKB. Who cares? You know that you have to respond bottom. So it's a no-lose scenario. Maybe a hero dies.
They're coming to contest. The tree toss sees. K1 moves forward. And you give Anvorgesa credit for ballsiness. They're always willing to get involved.
Naga going bottom, as to be expected. It's just rinse, repeat. You can't deal with the split push. Anvorgesa, they have to try and find a team fight.
K1's forcing it. He's starting up Roshan, and that's why the Burrow Strike over on Innocence. Ice Path is stolen. That's a nice steal. That's going to come in use later on. Macropyre inside the pit. Roshan's at half-life at the moment.
These supports with the long-range harass, though, it makes it so difficult to play the game for Anvorgesa.
Oh, what's K1 do? He's moving over. Whisper, they found a target. Sync the Ice Path didn't connect on him. Faith Beyond tossing him up and down.
Naga's
so
back.
Reincarnation already being popped off with the Spirit Vessel. Lina doesn't have a lot of life. Whisper wants to finish this job, and Lina will end up going down, but buyback is available. Still no Warlock. 20 seconds before he's back up and fighting the BKB from K1, but how do you battle End? You drop the ship, you drop the boat, you drop everything. Whisper, bring in the epicenter, but both the BKBs have End as well as Faith Beyond. Keep them alive.
I'm going to go right back into the pit. They've got to hustle, though. There's no shrine, so Warlock will not be here. It's a 4-on-5 scenario.
Oh, they hit it so hard. How are you meant to get in time? There's still cheese on the deck. Someone, back for that.
Is that a refresher, by the way, or the Ags upgrade?
The other one has to check. I see Tiny with an Ags upgraded.
Ooh. Oh, the tree volley. I don't actually, is that good?
Is that good?
I have not seen that. I know before it was nerfed.
It looks really cool when you got Nature's Prophet there, because he's like, hey, I'll give you your arsenal. But yeah, let me see a volley. I always like having my unforced errors quote, but now we're playing the volley game.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think.
Into the mid.
Oh.
Going for the toss in. Faith Beyond, throwing him around, right onto a Ferrari. Ferrari hits him hard. Whoa! 10:45 on the crit. K1 comes back to life again. Ship, Torrent, boat, everything comes down. Ferrari's able to BKB. They just need to retreat right now.
Oh, the melt.
Anvorgesa. K1's in too deep. He burns in the Macropyre. No buyback available. Song of the Siren. It caught 3. All around the racks, they're ready to fight Faith Beyond. He's just lacking a couple of trees, but the rock will drop, Fatal Bonds will connect, but there is no one to do any level of damage, or is there? When the ship connects, Ferrari's already been popped.
The tree
Innocence is trying to retreat back out. The tree volley, he needs more trees. There's just not enough bark to bite. And Stinger, well, he still died to Ferrari. Ferrari's up in the air, but Whisper can bring him back down again with the follow-up stuns. Finally defensive refraction, but Faith Beyond under his cover as the BKB goes to the tier 4 towers to get the toss kill.
He needs to get to the trees.
The buybacks are kicking in. The illusions are still causing so many problems. They're splitting him between the mid, the bottom, the top, everywhere. Whisper wants in through the rear. His Shiva Guard's coming off cooldown. Epicenter, channel, and inject right with the Fatal Bonds. It's good split damage out. A quick Yule Scepter trying to actually protect Xincu, but it just allows him to set up for the Torrent. And Ferrari still stuck inside the base, slowed down by the upheaval. Neverend will finally stop that by throwing out his own ensnare. The boat too far away, but Whisper's got the stun available. But can they get through this Naga? They may not have enough damage for it. And he just creates more of himself and has Faith Beyond come in to help, tossing up the Sand King. Whisper's got to be careful. Another Burrow Strike forward into the Sandstorm, slowing down End. But now with the Ice Path, he's locked in the Macropyre. He can't get out. It's the death for Whisper. He threw everything he possibly could, but it's just not enough. EHOME, sustained damage lasting forever, and Chris can't do jack. They're even BTing into the Tiny, so End is back to the fight once again.
Well played by EHOME. Just picking Anvorgesa apart. They recognize that we will lose fights if we clump up in too much of a ball, but just keep splitting, apply damage to the structures, force Anvorgesa to make these aggressive moves, and their team fighting fantastically. You can't really ask for more in the spot they're in, but you can just see before TA going toe-to-toe with the Wraith King was favored. You know, you couldn't kill him. Whereas now, after the Daedalus, now that Naga is 6-slotted, it's a totally different story. And K1, even though he's the top net worth for his team, he just disappears. The Ag's ultimate through the BKB from the Lina, how much damage did that? That's 1044.56. In addition, the meld hit Bash. That also punctures BKB, whereas the Anvorgesa side, you just don't have enough damage to go through these 3 BKBs on the EHOME side, all 3 cores.
They'll have one more fight in them, really. And EHOME will expend everything they've got. They've got the 3 buybacks. Anvorgesa don't really have anything along those lines. Wraith King is short of the money. Everyone else is on a timer.
They've played admirably. I mean, you consider this is, we just watched 4 games from Mineski and Cole against the other Chinese side in Sirius, and I don't think that there was a single one where a team looked better than Anvorgesa do in this one. They've just done well. It's just tough. They made one mistake, you could argue, getting too aggressive when they got that bottom range Rax, and since then it's been all EHOME all the time.
Well, they've got a little bit more damage. They spent everything else they've got, so the Daedalus for Kunkka, and the Mjolnir up for the Wraith King.
I'm going to try, but EHOME circling the base like a pack of wolves, just waiting for the opportunity. It's just going to be the same story. Naga pushing in from one direction, maybe trying to catch with the song, as the rest of the heroes of EHOME look to find that one isolated weakling, toss him back, or just toss him in the air. Stun train, TA, one hero dead.
The only issue EHOME really has in these fights is there's just not enough trees. Like, we can't even see the proper volley.
Yeah.
It's,
I hear the animation, like, wait, what?
Yeah, he had 2 trees around him or something like that.
Surprised they didn't give it to Jakiro, in all honesty. Ags would have given it, becomes pure damage, of course, and it lasts for 30 seconds. It's pretty cool. Another thing to note is just the amount of, just the late game, EHOME's heroes just scale so well. The 40% XP talent on Jakiro is paying off. He's almost 25. This minus 60 liquid fire attack speed. I mean, how's Wraith King Kunkka? They don't have any attack speed items. They're getting crushed by it. And you also consider the Lina, just so much presence from so far away. If you can't initiate as Anvorgesa, you're going to just be stunned at all times.
You see the hope of Kunkka. Like,
yeah.
the rapier. It's like, maybe one day I can buy this. But right now, when he doesn't crit, he does like half damage to the creep wave that's coming his way. Well, there's your volley toss.
It seems underwhelming.
Yeah, isn't it? You know, you have those things like, hey, welcome to an Academics upgrade. Is this going to be really good for me? Well, maybe. I look at it and go, no, actually, that looks really boring at the end of the day. Or I would never itemize for this if he didn't have it from Roshan. But at this rate, Roshan's going to spawn before EHOME go high ground again.
Oh, wait, I'm dumb. I forgot. Jakiro's talent is what gives the Macropyre pure damage, not the Axe. Whoops. It just makes it last longer and deal more damage. In addition,
it increases the range with the
yeah, it's range and duration. That's all. Got it.
Hey,
I swear it made
I wasn't going to correct you. I don't have a computer to look this kind of stuff up in front. You've got that for a reason, man.
No, I remembered it. I totally didn't Google it. The thing that EHOME might be waiting for are just the level 25s. Jakiro would get that ice path duration most likely. Tiny, yep, the 9-second avalanche cooldown. Well, it becomes 5 seconds. You remove 9 seconds. He'll have the AC finished soon as well. You're just not in a rush, right? You've got Anvorgesa stuck in their base. They're getting half bounty from all these mega creep waves, and you know that there's no real danger that you're in, as it's so much simpler for you to just spam Naga illusions to push out these waves.
They are trying to put as much money into their Kunkka as possible from all the waves. Like, they're hurting it, so then Kunkka can just hit it and get that last bit of gold. It's like, I need these creeps, Got him. 3.4k on the Kunkka. One step closer to Rapier. And my god, do they need it.
Jakiro stuns are now nearly 4 seconds. It's just, it's so hard. You're going to get 100, you're just constantly stun locked by just Alina and Jakiro. It's ridiculous.
Well, they're coming out top underneath the observer ward, trying to de-ward it, and that's a big one. They can't afford to lose the Warlock. 4-staff up, as Wisp got another push for him. Yep, with the Glimmer Cape, they get out of protection. The volley comes in, and it's very much off the target. Same with the Macro Pyre, same with the Ice Path. They just need to reset.
Blew the BKBs, though.
Anvorgesa, careful where Whisper is. He's over on the side. The TA trap saw him move in. At least the sentry wards are down from Anvorgesa this time around, so they're able to get rid of the observe wards inside their own base.
And you can see it's still dangerous because in order to kill the base, you're going to need to group up. There's not much space around these tier 4s, and you're always wary of that Fatal Bonds crit combo from the Kunkka. You're so close to 6 slot on pretty much every hero. Faith Beyond's about to go finish his AC in the jungle. Looks like Never Ends confused. He had queued up, can't remember what it was, but now it's an Orchid into a Bloodthorn. But in reality, it's the Aegis that they're waiting for. They get a Refresher Shard, they get a free Ags upgrade as well for who can I only imagine would be the Jakiro. Butterfly soon to follow on 430 as well. Yeah, no hurry. Yeah, disc on the leaning.
Yeah, we've got our night, guys. Relax. Like, in the meantime.
They're trying to do a service for us, right? We've had a lot of quick series.
Exactly.
EHOME's trying to make sure that we all get our money's worth.
Yeah.
Twitch chat paid a lot for these tickets.
It's really a just show. Like, I'll do the draft. I know how to drag a game out, guys. 5,000 on the Kunkka. One step closer. Every moment, one step closer to that Rapier.
And Faith Beyond has the AC. They've got almost everything you could ask for now. They're just looking to split up on
They're slipping in through top.
Spot.
Using that smoke, they're in close enough. Who's the first target? Watch the buyback counters as well as we get close to crunch time. It comes off cooldown for Kunkka as well as SK, the tree toss forward. Catching Chris as well as Whisper. And maybe another little catch, K1. Very much. They're trying to act as bait. Because he's got his buyback, so he can die 3 times in this fight, potentially 4, depending how long it drags on.
Yeah, look for the Ice Path steal, because it's upgraded now, and Rubik will get that increased duration.
Curry's making the run. Curry's making the run. You've got this. Hang on, I was gonna say Cluckles, but it's Barrels. He's a flying bear.
And this is big.
You've got this. You've got this. That's what?
No,
what?
That's not it.
Go back. You're not done. You need to buy Rapier. That's not all of it.
That's not it.
You need more.
No.
He's got the money. You got the money.
He wants buyback.
Ah. Everyone else has buyback. You need damage.
You got the Ags on Warlock, though.
Yeah, so that's what the trip was for.
Yep, you got the armor on the Golem as well.
Oh, he finishes the second Daedalus. Oh,
what?
I just feel like I have been jebaited. Like, he gave us a Rapier in his quick binding with a Daedalus. I suppose the math makes sense normally for Kunkka, right? Sometimes.
We'll see. I mean, you're getting to just insane levels of GPM now in the EHOME heroes. They're out of slots on pretty much everybody. I don't even know who's going to take these items.
Yeah, it's just like everyone's like, well, let's just leave. We'll just leave more in the pit.
Oh, this is cool. The Naga will take the Ag, so the song will now heal all allies for 10% health per second. As you stay near her singing.
Sure.
It's pretty cool. So you can find that initial kill, tank a ton of damage,
and you've got double because she's got a refresher orb coming on the courier.
Is that really necessary?
You've got the money, you may as well do it. Bank of China is currently very wealthy and they wish to invest in different companies.
It's true. They're 40K now, all of a sudden. So, and once again, split up the Naga illusions, keep Anvorgesa centered around the tier 4s. Just wait for that misclick, that misplay, pick off.
Whisper's probably the closest. He's out of range of the sentry ward, but not that sentry ward. I definitely see this. Your crits are finally starting to kick in. They're being attacked on all fronts. EHOME, what is your most ideal scenario? Move in, find a target. K1's the only one really visible, even though Whisper is definitely there.
It's like you could learn a lot about siege warfare from the last 20 minutes.
There's your toss back. Quick BKB from K1. He's having to burn it pretty early on. They have to get rid of that Observer and Sentry, and yep, there's the Sentry wall being planted down. A quick crit. Ferrari, he just blocked it with Refraction because that's just how this hero works. The Sentry gets ridden, Faith Beyond in again. Another quick toss back. This time around, it's going to be the SK. K1 moves forward looking for his own stun, but already they got one kill. The Fatal Bonds camping up nicely, but the volley, he used the tree line. Singer does get back. Chris is in trouble. End is just controlling him, and this is why the buyback from Whisper had to be essential, keeping the tons going while the tier 4 towers are falling. Faith Beyond is killing inside their own fountain. Anvorgesa, I don't know what they do in return. Whisper is just literally watching this. There's your refresher orb arriving, so they can even do the reset. Naga is back to the front lines. Innocent's caught a little bit over on the side. Here comes your epicenter, but where's the combination? They've killed off the Chikiro. Ferrari, he's in by himself. Remember, Aegis Immortal will allow him to kick back in, not to mention the Song of the Siren reset. Chikiro will buy back. He's having to come from the shrine. The song will last a while. Ferrari can't run fast enough. The overwhelming odds actually just slowed him down too much. That's the wrong ability. Whisper up and towards the air. K1 still looking for his own fight. With the Disco Mjolnir to do its work.
Oh my, I love how EHOME, even with this massive lead, right, they've learned their lesson from the mistakes of others. Truly wise men. They are not going to throw this game. They're going to reset, regroup. I hope they don't wait for another Aegis. They got a bunch of buybacks. I think you're comfortable. You just got to make sure that everybody's alive.
They're coming. They're all coming. We're not going to allow the Ancient to heal back up to full. It is very much time to push. Chris is totally out of mana. SK up and towards the air. Great avalanche from Faith Beyond. Really on top of Chris. Now his BKB will go, but there's nothing to be done. He's even got shit, but there's no mana to really use it. You ensnared a creep. Okay, sure. Just do it. Rapier, now purchased, but the courier's got to make the trip back.
It's got to hurry.
It's so far away. I don't know if it gets there in time, but double crit plus Rapier. Chris is all in.
They still have Cliff. They're losing all their ancillary buildings. Almost nothing left.
Oh boy.
Will the Rapier be enough?
It's coming in. He had to drop the armlet for it so he can have the movement speed, so he can move in closer. So Rapier is there, but where's your hit? You've already lost the Rubik. He needs to hit once. No, Chris, he's stunned up. And now he's going to lose his Wraith King. A quick buyback. Where's your hit? It hits, well, very mediocrely. Chris doesn't do anything. The Rax is, finally the fountain is gone. And EHOME finished the job. That was the most underwhelming Rapier ever.
I mean, I think it's fitting, the way EHOME played that they actually kill the throne with 4 enemy heroes left alive. Just playing the game a lot on the line. They're not guaranteed a spot in TI. They need to win this series. They need to make it there to defend their position as an invite at the moment. And well played by Anvorgesa. They held on. EHOME methodical to the bitter end. No chance for a comeback.
Yeah. Everyone back together. Let's just talk about it. Let's think happy thoughts. Instantly, I thought a thumbs up coming in from, actually, was that the manager? It's like, yeah, it's just on the side. It's like, you know what? We were okay, guys. That was still cool. They fought very, very strong. The panel wasn't really giving them anything in this game. Like, the draft still looked fantastic from EHOME. You didn't know exactly how it was going to execute. But they fought. They fought hard.
You can't ask for more. EHOME, though, I think proving why they're the heavy favorites. It really just feels like you need to play flawlessly to take them in this series. If you're Anvorgesa, the one mistake, they lose 3 heroes in the base, they get a range Rex. It just doesn't matter because now you've given EHOME that opportunity. They're taking more objectives even when they're behind. They got every single Roshan. They were, without map control, still able to take at least an equal number of bounty runes per spawn. I think you need more natural tower push if you're Anvorgesa. Get something that allows you to take a little bit of a win. Those easy pickoffs from the Kunkka can give me a lone druid so that the building just dies afterwards.
So we need initiation like they had, but combine it with the tower push element to get EHOME on a different kind of tempo. So let's see if they can do it. Another game is coming up.
delivering something where I felt like I would actually push the whole craft forwards. I could give people something that they would enjoy.